Welcome on back to the Double RT Boxing Show. Your show. I'm just a host. The Ready Talk Boxing Show. On the go, we are talking the rematch. The highly anticipated rematch for me at least. Yes. Jessica taking on Cecilia Braekhus. I'm really excited for this fight. I'm dead on excited for it. I gotta say, an ass whooping is coming for Jessica. I should say, let me rephrase that. The ass whooping attempt is coming for Jessica. As few YouTubers and boxing professional analysts or whatever who was talking about the fight, and no one gave Jessica a chance. They're like, she's gritty, she's tough, she'd bring a good game. Fuck it. I've been pushing for Jessica for a minute now, and I said she hits hard enough, and I picked her for the win. I thought it was a no contest. I thought she was I'm gonna just rough her up and throw a straight right hand. That was the kill to me. That was the Achilles downfall for Cecilia Braekhus. She could be timed with her rhythm with a straight right hand, and then you add on to just the fucking pressure that Ramos had her do, and you can see in the moment when there's dead times in that fight, a straight right hand scored big time for fucking McCaskill. Now, I think if I was to say a second input on this fight, because I do believe, like I said, I think Cecilia, especially after watching the little DAZN go back and the back and forth thing, the little press conference or whatever, Cecilia is definitely emotionally embarrassed by taking this defeat to the so-called labeled less talented fighter. She is extremely embarrassed by it. She's emotionally scarred by it. So she is, when someone is kind of used to having it their way, maybe not in the States, but around the world, she was it. She was Miss International Champion. So maybe that loss didn't quite, just as the victory wasn't big for Jessica here, the respect. The loss might not have been big for Braekhus, but I do believe that loss was received bigger internationally than the victory for Jessica was received here in the States and internationally. Even though they acknowledge what Jessica did internationally, I don't think they're like, oh wow, Jessica's this great woman boxer now. Yay, she beat. I still don't think she gets that, because it's obvious. People look at Jessica how they looked at Deontay Wilder. She's flawed. But the thing is, she's only 11 fights in, doing some serious elite shit as a flawed fighter, as a labeled flawed fighter, but improving. Wilder was deep in his career and not improving. So, again, saying all that, back to how she's going to be embarrassed, I think she's coming out to put on a clinic. I think she's going to try and box from the outside, allow Jessica's number one, if you're going to pick something apart on Jessica, is her foot movement. So I'm thinking Cecilia's going to allow her aggressiveness, her punch count. Jessica always talking about her punch count. She's going to allow her aggressiveness, use it against her. The fact that Jessica wants to retire her, use the punch count over her feet. Allow Jessica to over punch herself, make her weight uneven, off balance. Catch her, pick her off, over balance, coming in. Eventually, as the fight goes on, I think she's going to try and knock Jessica out as the later rounds. I think she's going to try and outbox her, and eventually just try and knock her out. Easier said than done, but that's what I think the emotionally scarred ex-champion is going for. Because she can't start fast from round one and try and knock Jessica out. Even if she had the skill set to do so, I believe at that age, I don't think she could hang that type of intensity for 4 rounds, throwing that output with Jessica. I think that she'd gas out, and then from round 5 on, it'll be serious hell. So if she tries to come out the gates on Jessica. Now for me, as much as I love the first game plan of Jessica roughing her up, being tough and tumble, the major adjustment I think she's going to have to take, because I do believe Cecilia is going to really try and outbox her for a good portion of this fight, and turn it up and try and knock her out towards the end out of pure embarrassment, try and really put a stamp on this repeat. If Rick, because once in a while you do leave a comment in my channel, thank you for your support. As a fan, as a person who wants to see you win, and I'm pretty sure you drilled it in Jessica's head, but I would like to see, and I tell the rest of the people who's seeing this fight, I believe a key adjustment or addition to the game plan in this fight is take a page out of Udonis Ugas fight, or his style. When someone throws at Ugas and that fucker misses, Ugas comes strictly with 2 body counters. If Jessica, as much as Jessica is fucking aggressive and wants to knock her out and retire her, retire the body first. And then the knockout you're looking for, the retirement knockout you're looking for, get it in the 10th round. Don't look for it any other round besides the 10th. Retire the body. She's going to be on the back foot trying to jab. Slip one, right to the body. Okay, you might take 1, you might take 2, slip the 3rd, 1-2 to the body. And Ugas be fucking people up with that shit. And I do believe Jessica hits harder than Cecilia. Counters to the body, I think, would just break Cecilia down tremendously. And that retirement knockdown in the 10th would easily be there. I'm picking a very tough fight. I hope Jessica doesn't get too aggressive going for the retirement knockout, because when you see fighters talk this type of shit, it's sometimes, they're too high. They too high off their pass. I don't want to see Jessica do a fucking Andy Ruiz. And look, going with no days off and all that shit. So I'm going with the same pick. I'm going with that retirement knockout. I think it's there. I don't think Cecilia could go all 10 rounds. I don't think so. Even though she finished strong the last fight, it was a second win attempt. That it was like a good 4 rounds out of 10. I don't think she could have a solid 6 rounds on Jessica. I don't think she can. Maybe a 5 and a draw, but I don't think Cecilia has enough gas tank to have a convincingly 6 rounds victory. So I'm going with Jessica, and I'll go with the retirement knockout. Yep, 10th round. Thank you for your time and support.